Alright, so I'm going to work through the review for your second test. Starting out, your grades in English are 92, 86, 78, 100, 96, 84, and 95. So we need to find the sum of these numbers and then divide by 7 because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total grades. 92, 86, 78, 100, 96, 84, and 95 divided by 7. So our daily grade average, is a 90.14. We're going to take it out to the hundredths place. For our tests, we have an 87 and a 93, so we'll add them together and divide by 2, which would give us a test average of exactly a 90. For our assessments, we have a 92 and an 88, so we'd add them together and divide by 2. So our assessment average is exactly a 90. So because all of our averages are very similar, I'm going to guess that our final average is going to also be a 90. But just to walk through the math of it, 25% transfers to 0.25 times the 90.14 plus 0.55 times the 90 plus 0.2 times the 90. So 0.25 plus 90.14 plus 0.55 times 90 plus 0.2 times 90. Oops, I typed that in wrong. 0.25 times 90.14 plus 0.55 times 90 plus 0.2 times 90. So our total average is a 90.035, which they can't write on your test or on your report card, so it would just be a 90. Notice how I went ahead and put the decimal answer, but then there's your final grade answer. Do the same thing on your test so that way I can give you partial credit for getting this amount or try to see where your number went off. All right, what is your average to the nearest hundredth? If the category weights are changed to 20%, 50%, and 30%. It's probably not going to change again because our numbers are so similar, but just to set it up, now we have 0.2 times the 90.14 plus 0.5 times the 90 plus 0.3 times the 90. So you change your percentages to decimals and multiply them whatever your section averages are. So our total average is a 90.028, which again would just transfer to a 90. In AP Stat, your daily grade average is a 91.4, so it already found your average for you. Test grade is an 87, assessment is a 92.6. So we're taking 0.2 times this 91.4, 0.6 times this 87, plus 0.2 times the 92.6. You take your percentages as decimals and multiply them by each section. So our final average is an 89. All right, using the CFISD weighted average formula, which means you multiply each of these times 3, what's the minimum grade you must earn on the final to make at least a 90 for the semester? So to make a 90 per semester, really all you need is an 89.5. So using our formula, we're taking 3 times this 88 plus 3 times this 91 plus some unknown final grade, and then you divide by 7. So each marking period is multiplied by 3, so that gives us 7 total grades. So to work backwards, to get rid of the 7, you multiply by 7 to get 626.5. And then I'm going to go ahead and combine these like terms on top. 3 times 88, 3 times 91. And that gives me 537 plus the final grade. So we subtract this 537 So 626.5 minus 537. So that means you need to get an 89.5 on the final. You can't get at least an 89.5, so you have to get a 90 on the final. Okay, so now they're giving us two separate grading systems. Again, you convert these into decimals. They gave us test average, exam, 94, and participation. Okay, and then they want it under each system. So for system 1, we have 0.4 times the 86 plus 0.25 times the 80 plus 0.25 times the 94 plus 0.10 times the 100. For system 2, you'd have 0.5 times the 86 plus 0.2 times the 80 plus 0.15 times the 94 plus 0.15 times the 100. So you're either using these percentages for grading system 1, these percentages for grading system 2. So when I type that all in, I get an 87.9, which would give me an 88. Under system 2, we get an 88.1, which would also give you an 88. But we would still go with system 2 because it is technically a little bit higher. If this came down to a GPA game, you would win if you had an 88.1 over an 87.9. All right, you have a test average of 86, homework 98, and then participation of a 95. Under system 1, so we're using those first percentages, what's the lowest grade you need on the exam to get at least a 90? So our goal is to get that 89.5, and we're going to use the same formula that we set up. So it's 0.4 times 86 plus 0.25 times some unknown, which I'm just going to call it x, plus 0.25 times 98 plus 0.10 times 95. So I don't have anything to divide by on this one. So I'm just going to add all my like terms. So 0.4 times 86 plus 0.25 times 98 plus 0.10 times 95. So we get 89.5 equals 68.4 plus 0.25x. All of these combined gave me 68.4, and then I still have that x value. So we're going to subtract this 68.4. to get a 21.1. Those are gone, so you have the 0.25x. Then you divide both sides by 0.25. So your x, what you need to get is an 84.4, but you can't score an 84.4, so you have to get at least an 85 on the exam. Okay, using system 2, now we're using the other percentages. So to get this 89.5, I need 0.5 times this 86 plus 0.2 times some unknown x plus 0.15 times 98 plus 0.15 times 95. Sorry, that went over a little bit. So I'm going to add all of my regular numbers, all my like terms. So I have 89.5 equals 71.95 plus 0.2x. So we subtract this 71.95. And get 17.55, divide by the 0.2. So x equals 87.75. You can't score 0.75, so that means really you need to score an 88 on the exam. Okay, I'm so sorry I printed off the wrong version with y'all. If you don't have these extra problems, I guess I should say you're welcome, because you don't have to do even more practice over the same thing. We covered everything that will be on your test. All right, for the first 3 games in the 2018 season, Dallas Cowboy rookie quarterback Dak Prescott completed 66 passes in 99 attempts for a total of 767 yards. With 1 touchdown and 0 interceptions, find his quarterback rating. Okay, so to find the quarterback rating, you should have this formula somewhere in your notes. 25 plus 10 times the percent completions plus 40 times the percent touchdowns minus 50 times the percent interceptions plus 50 times the total yards divided completely by 12. So once you have your formula, you just have to plug in all your different parts. So for percent completions, we're taking 66 over 99, which equals 66.67%. For percent touchdowns, we're taking that 1 touchdown out of that total 99 attempts, and we get 1.01% touchdowns. For percent interceptions, I'm taking 0, because 0 interceptions out of 99, which is 0%. And then for the total yards, it's 767. So now I'm just going to plug in all of those values using my formula. So 25 plus 10 times 66.67 plus 40 times 1.01 minus 50 times 0 plus 50 times 767. Okay, before I type this in, because I realized I made a mistake, this is per attempt, so divided by 99. I was like, that number is going to be huge. So first, let me clear this. So 767 divided by the 99 is 7.75. So that yards. So let me type it in. Sorry about that. 25 plus 10 times 66.67 plus 40 times 1.01 minus 50 times 0 plus 50 times 7.75. There you go. So his quarterback rating is a 1119.6. In the 2017 regular season, Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints completed 386 passes in 536 attempts. So the percent completions is 386 divided by 536. For a total of, so for the yards, it's going to be 4334 divided by that 536. With 23 touchdowns, so percent touchdowns is going to be 23 divided by 536. And then percent interceptions is going to be this 8 over 536. Find his quarterback rating. So I'm going to calculate each part. So 386 divided by 536. 72.01. 8.09. 4.29. 1.49. Okay, so then I plug it into my formula. So I take 25 plus 10 times 72.01 plus 40 times 4.29 minus 50 times 1.49 plus 50 times 8.09. So his quarterback rating is 1246.7. Moving on to UPC numbers. For Smarties, here it is. What is the weighted sum? Is this a valid UPC number? And if not, what should the check digit be? So for UPCs, if you remember, we multiply every odd digit times 3. Okay, so we have 3 times 0 plus 1, 3 times 1 plus 2, 3 times 0 plus 6, 3 times 0 plus 0, 3 times 2 plus 6, 3 times 6. So I'm going to add all these together. And I get 42. Plus the check digit, which is 8, would give me 50. So my weighted sum would end up being 50. So is this a valid UPC number? Yes. If not, what should the check digit be? It is a valid number because it ends in a 0. All right, the UPC number for double bubble is so forth. What is the D, the check digit? Okay, so again, every odd number we're multiplying times 3. 3 times 0 plus 5, 3 times 9 plus 6, 3 times 4 plus 2, 3 times 1 plus 6, 3 times 1 plus 2, 3 times 3. So this gives me 75, but I need it to end in a 0, so my check digit needs to be another 5. So D equals 5. All right, the last digit of the UPC number for Clark's disinfecting wipes is illegible. What should the check digit be? So we're doing the exact same thing. All of our odd numbers, 3 times 0 plus 4, 3 times 4 plus 6, 3 times 0 plus 0, 3 times 0 plus 1, 3 times 6 plus 2, 3 times 8. Now I know it takes a while to write it out, but if you can show me that you at least wrote it out correctly, if you just typed something in wrong, because I've done that before, probably in this review already, at least I know you knew how to set it up, so you'd only lose partial credit for typing it into the calculator incorrectly. So this should give you 67. So to make it end in 0, you need to add 3. So my check digit should be 3. All right, a checker entered the following number by hand. What is the weighted sum? Did she enter the num correctly? If not, what should the check digit be? So we're doing the same thing again. 3 times 0 plus 3. 3 times 0 plus 1. Sorry about my dog, guys. 3 times 0 plus 3. 3 times 0 plus 1. 3 times 0 plus 0. 3 times 7 plus 4. 3 times 0 plus 3. 3 times 0. And then it would be plus 8. I'm typing everything in. Hayden. Just to make sure I typed it in correctly, because I was talking to my son, sorry about that. 3 times 0 plus 3, 3 times 0 plus 1. Three times 0 plus 0, 3 times 7 plus 4, 3 times 0 plus 3, 3 times 0 plus 8. So yes, it is 40. So what is the weighted sum? 40. Did she type the number incorrectly? Yes. What is the check digit? It should have been 8, which is what she typed in. So that is all over UPC codes. Now you get a new Visa card in the mail, but you're wondering if it's a hoax. The new card number is blah, blah, blah. What is the weighted sum? Is the card number valid? And if not, what should the check digit be? So the first thing you need to do is you need to add up all the numbers of the odd digits. So we're going to add all these numbers. 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 2 plus 5 plus 0. So all of those add up to 23. Then we multiply it by 2 to get 46. And we look to see how many are greater than 4. So that's 1, 2, 3 digits. So plus 3 would give me 49. Then I need to add in the even numbers. So 49 plus 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 0 plus 9 plus 8. So your total, oh, I shouldn't have added in that check digit yet. So 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 0 plus 9. So all the even spots add up to give you 21. So that gives me 70, okay? So what is the weighted sum? As of now, the weighted sum is 78, okay? Is the card number valid? No. If not, what should the check digit be instead? So we had 70. So since it already ends in a 0, we needed it to be a 0. So do not use that credit card. It is a hoax. All right, a MasterCard begins with so forth. What should the check digit be? So again, we add up all the odd spaces. Five plus 3 plus 2, 6, 7, 2, 1, 4, and we get 30. You multiply it by 2 to get 60. We have 1, 2, 3 numbers that are greater than 4, so plus 3. Okay. Then I add up all the even spaces. So 4 plus 3, 9, plus 8, plus 8, plus 4, plus 1. And that gives me 37. These add up so far to give me 100. So since it already ends in 0, we want our D to be 0 again, just like the one before. All right, next, is this a valid Discover card number? Okay, so looking at these, again, we take the odd digits. So 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 2 plus 5 plus 0 plus 0, and this gives us 31. You multiply it by 2 to get 62. We look for the ones greater than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So plus 4 gives us 66. We add the other digits. So 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0 gives us 8. So those added together gives us 74. Plus that check digit of a 6 gives us 80. So yes, it is a valid number. The weighted sum is 80, and the check digit was correct. So last one, doing our credit card numbers. So we add up our odd digits. We get 16 times 2 equals 32. This is greater than 4, so just 1. So plus 1 gives me 33. I add up my even numbers. And we get 35. So together we get 68. The check digit was a 0, so that would have left you with 68. So is that a valid number? No, because the weighted sum is a 68. What should the check digit be? We needed to add 2 to get that to a 0. All right, so make sure you have all your work shown. Let me know if you have any questions right before the test tomorrow. And good luck.